Um, was it 2001. My dad died of cancer,
Mm,
and it like
sorry to
kind
hear
of messed with my head.
that.
You know, I think you only evaluate what's going on in your life when something either extremely good, like having a baby or getting married, or something extremely bad, like a death,
Yeah.
happens. You know, and at the time I was just like doing the same thing. I was working, 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 buying unnecessary things, and just I was living in like 13th and Spring Garden at a nice place,
Okay.
and but you know how Philly is. I was carrying a gun every day, and
Yeah.
people
Yeah.
breaking into my car,
Yeah.
and I was working in a denim lounge,
Okay. I
like a
remember
new.
those.
I was working there, same thing, fights all the time,
Yeah.
people just acting like idiots,
Yeah.
and I just started getting really like stressed out, man.
Yeah.
I was like, is this, you know, it was like right after the time my dad died. I'm like, is this what life's all about?
Yeah.
So I did probably the most ridiculous thing I've ever done in my life. And at the time, I thought it was a huge mistake, but it definitely was the best thing I ever did. I told everybody I'm done. I'm moving to California.
Mm.
Um, I kept talking to people, and I was like, "Where's the best place to live as far as like weather, way of life, everything?" And I kept hearing San Diego like
Mhm.
9 times out of 10.
Mhm.
And then it was like the winter of 2003, and it just seemed like it was the coldest, iciest winter.
Mm.
I'm like, I'm done. I can't do this anymore.
Mm.
And then, yes, soon as summer broke, I sold whatever I could and
Mm.
whatever fit in my car. Drove out to San Diego, no place to live, no job, didn't know
Wow.
anybody.
Right.
I just started over.
Nice. Nice.
Yeah, yeah.
And
And then I
and
start,
okay. Go ahead.
and then same thing. I was like, okay, well now I have to get a job. And then so I went downtown where like the nightclub district is, and hit up some clubs. You know, this is all pre-internet. You know, you gotta physically hand someone a resume kind of thing.
Well,
And yeah, just hit up a couple places and got hired pretty quick.
mhm.
And yes, started running the door of a club there.
Okay. Okay. So you're running the door. So this is like 2004.
Yeah, yeah,
2004. I think this was
yeah,
right around the time I think I moved to New York then. I think I moved to New York in 2004.
yeah.
So how long did you stay in San Diego?
So San Diego until 2011,
Okay.
and then I moved to Singapore for the first time
Hmm.
for a job there at Marina Bay Sands, which is like one of the most famous hotels in the world.
Okay.
Yeah, so I was working at a club there.
How did this happen though? How
Okay,
did
dude, I'm gonna tell you right now, like so much stuff happens in my life that if it didn't happen to me, I'd be like,
right?
come on, man, that's not true.
Mm.
I was uh, I was watching the Discovery Channel,
Hmm.
and it was like one of those world wonders, and I saw them building Marina Bay Sands. It's
Wow.
like the three tower hotel, and it looks like there's a cruise ship on top, just like the sickest hotel ever.
Mm.
And I didn't even know where Singapore was. I didn't even have any clue. And I was like, I somehow have to work there. I don't know how, but I somehow have to work there. It looks amazing. And I knew they were opening clubs from the TV show.
Okay.
So the club I was working at the time, we were doing these shows. We were open like 4 nights a week, but we are doing Sunday outdoor shows at the beach, and like pretty big DJs, like at the time, like top 50 DJs.
Okay.
And yeah, I was hanging out with some friends, and this is when Skrillex like wasn't even he just had like one single out, and he was like just about to blow up. So my
Okay.
friends from LA, who were friends from him, they were all down, and he was like performing, was sold out, and I don't know. We just like while he's on, we're just in the back green room area, just like chilling. And I had just gotten back from the Philippines on vacation.
Okay.
And my friends are like, "Oh, you go to Asia a lot, don't you?" I'm like, "Yeah, like once a year I go." Like, "Oh, our boss, he's opening a club in Asia, and he's looking for like people to go run it, Americans."
Mm.
And I'm like, "What's the club?" And he's like, "Avalon in Singapore." And I was
Mm.
like, "What?" And this is like a month after I watched the show.
Wow.
And they put me in touch with the boss, and we
Mm.
had a bunch of Skype meetings and phone calls, and then next thing I know, I'm on a plane to Singapore.
Dope. Dope. Well, that's
So
it. What do they call this? The laws of attraction, or
yeah, man.
the? I mean, it starts with the intention, right?
Exactly. Always, always.
Yeah. Damn, that's
Yeah.
cool, man. And uh,
Yeah.
and so you worked there, and then you did you? How long did you stay there?
Not long. It was of all my nightclub experiences, it was without a doubt the worst.
Okay.
I had I went in like blind, I didn't know much about the culture or the people here, and
Mm,
the guy who hired me wasn't really hands on.
mm,
He was just kind of like had the name of the club under him, but the actual management were locals, and they weren't too wild about an American guy coming over there to like run their door and
yeah.
be in charge of their staff. So we didn't get along. The first time I met the manager, he wouldn't even shake my hand.
Oh wow. Wow.
And then everyone had business cards except me, and I'm like, how do I not have business cards when I'm your manager?
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, so we didn't hit it off at all. And then after, I don't know, maybe 4 months or so, me and him had to sit down, and we're both like, this is not working for either one of us. We were like, yelling at each other every night in the club.
Wow.
Yeah, so I asked out, and then settled my contract, and then moved back to San Diego.
Okay. All right. But that's this was like your foot getting in the door or whatever, right?
I
Now and
at,
now.
at the time I saw it as a huge negative, and I thought it ruined my life.
Mm,
But my life wouldn't be what it is now if I didn't make that like first, like you
yeah.
said, foot in the door, that first effort.
Yeah. Because now either way, regardless of how it went, now it's on your resume, right?
Yeah. Yep.
So this definitely helps, of course, and then obviously you did learn a little bit about the culture and everything like that.
Yeah. 100%.
Yeah. So you
I made a
came,
lot of friends too. So
yeah, right on. So you came back, and how long did you stay in?
I was back in San Diego for 2 years,
Mhm.
and then again, I guess this is again the laws of attraction thing. Um, I wanted to. From the trips I took in the Philippines, I made some friends that I considered like family, like almost like brothers. And I really, really had a desire to go to the Philippines, but I was like, okay, I don't know if I want to move there. I want to live there, but there's really no work there.
Mm,
There's no pay. There's nothing opening. I don't see like any light at the end of the tunnel.
mm,
And it's kind of a weird thing. At the time, I was going to church a lot in San Diego.
okay.
Um, like there's some like really like crazy churches there,
Like
like
Unitarian kind of.
yeah, kind of like no religion. It just
Mm,
a pastor up there just talking about life.
mm-hmm.
And the one I went to is called the Rock. Like a lot of nightlife people go there.
Okay. Wow.
So yeah, so kind of like started like putting some positivity in my head,
Mm,
and so I was going there for a few months, and then I remember it was a Sunday night. It was after church, and I went to sleep, and I can't remember the last time I prayed.
mm,
And I prayed, and I said, God, if there's any way to get me to the Philippines,
mm.
just like show me some sort of sign. And in the morning, I opened Facebook, and the first post was from my one of my former bosses who I got along with great
Mhm.
in Singapore, and she announced her and her husband were opening a club in the Philippines.
Wow. Wow.
And I was like, I'm like, and I had to look at it. I'm like, is this real, or am I
Right.
still sleeping?
Wow.
I hit her up in like 5 seconds.
Mm.
Shot her a message right away.
Right.
Messaged me back right away, and she's like, I'd love to have you here.
Nice.
And then same thing. Me and her husband started going back and forth on Skype, and I was on a plane like 6 weeks later.
Wow. Nice. Nice. That's dope.